Hi, everybody. Welcome to Make an Impact Monday. I'm excited to be with you here. Today, we are talking about busting myths in your business before 2022. So today I am using StreamYard and coming into the group. So if you're here, say hello. And if you let StreamYard let me know who your name is, then I can see your comments in the chat. So if this is working right now, so let's just get going. And if I miss your comment or your question, I will definitely come back and see how you are doing. So today we are talking about the business myths you need to bust before 2022. So I'm Lori Joy, and if this is the first time you're meeting me here, welcome to the group. I help online course creators and network marketers have 5-figure launches using 5-day boot camps. Hello, Melissa. I can see you and your name. That's amazing. Awesome. Today, like I said, we are going to bust the 3 main myths around that you, your mindset, and your business need to have in order to jumpstart to a profitable year and Q1 for 2022. So I want to take you back. I want to share a little bit of a story here. Hi, Rosa. I want to take you back to November of 2020. And I was sitting in this very office, really wondering what I wanted my business to look like for the new year, for 2021, for this year. I was at my desk, I was doing some cleaning, and I uncovered a copy of a book that I had started to read in the past but hadn't finished. And if any of you ever walk into my office, you'll see that just over here, there's a bookcase with a number of books on it. And I am a voracious reader. I love to read. If you're a reader, you can put a book emoji in the comments. I jumped. So what happened is when I noticed the title, I thought maybe, just maybe, hi, Karen Coleman. Hey, just maybe, this is the title. I thought to myself, this is what maybe I should be doing. And I pulled out the book. I sat in my chair and an hour later, I was reading. I looked up. I didn't even know when an hour had passed and I was hooked. I jumped up with a vigor and started putting into action what I had never done in my business in the 10 plus years that I have been online. And if you stay to the end of this training, I will tell you exactly what that book was and how you can win a copy of it. So how exciting is that? All right. It's almost, yes, books, Melissa. I love it. It's like early Christmas here. I'm so excited. So say hello, tell me where you're tuning in from, grab a piece of paper so that you can jot down these 3 myths. These will change your way of thinking and more importantly, how you do your business, because I know that they changed things for me and they were a little offsetting. They were things that I had never really heard people say in this online realm before. So some of the points that I will be referring to and saying will be right from the book. And then I'm going to apply it to our online businesses, right? I'm going to show you how to take what we're doing here and apply it to your business. So it's not just about teaching, it's about the doing. So make sure you're saying hello. If you're catching the live, say hello. Let me know if you have any questions while I'm here, ladies. Let's have some interaction. Let's do some coaching live. And if you're watching the replay, simply just put #replay so that I know that you've been here. And again, if you have any questions, let me know so I can get back to you. Myth number one in our business. Hi, Ina. Hello. Nice to see you. Everything matters equally. So if one of my ladies are here and you could be my little note taker for today, I would appreciate that. So myth number 1, everything matters equally. It is not true. And this is a realization where we really have to trim the fat. We really have to scale things down in our business in order for it to happen. So here's a quote from the book. It says, the things which are most important don't always scream the loudest. How true, right? How true. So how do we as online business owners start to decide what gets done first? What's most important? Okay. As kids, we are told what to do at certain times of the day. So I have an 11-year-old at home and it's constant reminding of what to do, right? When we wake up, we are told we have this routine, right? So we get dressed, we do our bathroom morning routine, we eat our breakfast, we head out to school. All right. As we get a little bit older, right, we have a little bit of play here. So you can go outside and play, we're told, once either your chores or your homework are done. So you know that you have to do that in order for this to happen. So someone, as we have been growing up, has been setting our timeline of what to do for us for quite some time. We go to school. I'm a school teacher, right? Teacher and professor turned entrepreneur. And so what happens is the bell at school tells us, as well as our teachers, what to do. So from a teacher point of view, the bell rings. I know when I have to be at work. I know when I start to teach. I know when I stop to teach. I know when I can eat my lunch according to a bell, when I can use the washroom according to the bell, and then finally when I can go home. So it's once we get out of that realm, as we get a little bit older, excuse me, we now become adults, and now the choices are up to us. The choices are up to us. We are the rule maker. And sometimes this leads us to believe that everything is important. Right? If I were to ask you, what are some of the things that you can stop doing in your business today? Some of you be like, oh, I don't know, because everything is important that I do. I have to nurture my people. I have to attract my ideal clients. I have to show up live every Monday. I have to do all of these things, right? And when you're doing 100 tasks just to get them off your list, right? Are you doing those 100 tasks, just to get them off your list? Or are you doing the one thing that moves the needle, especially when it comes to your business? Now, this is tough when you're a solopreneur. I don't know how many of you can just put solo in the chat. How many of you are doing everything yourself? And I'm telling you that it wasn't until I read this book and implemented these tactics that I too was doing everything in my business. Every single thing. Rosa is solo. I hear you. Melissa is solo. I hear you, right? I have been there, but I'm telling you, if you follow in my tracks, if you do what I have done, if you let me show you how I've changed everything, this can change for you in 2022. Okay. So right now, as a society of entrepreneurs, we are inundated with our to-do lists. And I'll be honest with you, I love a good to-do list. Like I really do. It's really hard for me to break the habit of getting into that to-do list, right? We have daily planners. We have apps and software that can make our time more efficient and streamlined, or so we think. And sometimes we're designed to think that when we are busy in our business, we are doing great things, which isn't true. I used to be very busy when it came to my business, right? Often, if you ladies come to my boot camp, I will talk about the busy badge of honor. How many of us put that puppy on every morning? We get dressed, we have our busy badge of honor, and we go to work in our online business and we stay busy. We are doing all of the things inside the business. And when people say, how are you? How are you doing? What's our first thing? Oh, I'm doing great. So busy. Oh, me too. So busy. We have to start taking that badge off and really reassessing what this busyness means. So for me, and you can tell me if you can relate, and I'm sure you can, I was posting online every day. I was making beautiful Canva posts for that posting. You know, we've all been there. When it came time to sit and see what our money was, when it came time for me to sit and see what my money was, or more importantly, wasn't doing or coming in, it was time to shift. So if you're a solopreneur and you have 1,000 things on your to-do list, it's time to shift that thinking. It's time to bust that myth. It's time to take that busy badge off and move forward. And I'm going to show you how you can do something in order to make that change. Okay. It doesn't have to be drastic. It just has to be this little shift. So if any of you feel that way about your business, now is the time to start and bust these myths so that what you created or didn't create this past year, it will not be a repeat in the next. So you think back, right, to what you created in your business this year. And do you want it to be a repeat, or do you want to catapult and go to the next level, do bigger and better things? Okay, we all do. We all do. So we need to start prioritizing our to-do lists and our income making activities in the new year. What does this look like? For some of you, and this can be many things, but I want to bust this myth. This is a myth that took me several months to bust this year. All right. It's for some of us, it's time to hire someone to help you. Some of you are hesitant to this idea, and we'll talk about that. Some of you are ready, and we will talk about that. And let me share with you how this is possible in stages. Okay. Stage one, stage one of just getting someone to help you, just at the beginning stages, could be something as simple as a virtual assistant to help take the mundane or non-income producing activities off your plate. Now, running a business takes a multitude of skill sets. I want you to stay in your lane. I want you to stay in your skill set. So let's do some math, right? How much is your time worth? If I were to ask you that question and you were to write it in the comments, how much is your time worth? Many of us who are just starting out have no clue. When I started online 10 years ago, if someone were to come to me and say, Lori, how much is your time worth an hour? What's your hourly rate? I would be like, I have no clue. I have no clue. And a lot of you aren't thinking about that. And in fact, you're putting up that wall of, I can't hire somebody. It's just me. I don't have money coming in. I can't, you're putting all of that up in front before you even know what you're actually worth. And it isn't until you start to think and paying someone the amount of money that will save you an hour or two so that you can go and do income producing activities, such as pitching a podcast, doing some research for your content for your course, going live on social, writing the copy for a compelling lead magnet for your newest or upcoming offer. Those are some of the things that you can't delegate, right? Nobody else can go live. Yes, Ina says she has hired a cleaning lady to free up some of her time. That in itself is beautiful. That's another way. Instead of, hours of cooking, when I am launching, I have pre-made meals come in for my family that week. That's just a way to save my sanity, to save my time. And we do that. That's part of, our launching week. So when you start to think about the end result, okay, if you pitch a podcast, right, and only you can do that, right? I think you genuinely want to sit and make a connection with that person. It's a podcast that you want to be on. You're compelled, you're called to do it. Someone who is aligned with your values and your morals. When you pitch a podcast and you are able to get on that podcast and in front of that person's audience, what is that worth to you? Is it worth the $5, $10, $15, $20 an hour that you could offset to somebody so that you can do that? Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? Think of things that only you can do. And some of us, what we're doing is we're doing all of the things. We're doing the Canva. We're doing the emailing. We're doing the scheduling. We're doing the calls. We're doing the onboarding. We're doing the offboarding. We're doing all of these things that can be given to somebody else on your team. And you can start building a team very, very cheaply. You can, because your time, your hourly rate is far greater in your business than it would cost for someone to come in. Now, my first assistant was hired in haste. Grace is a beautiful person. She came to me when I was panicking. I was going through a boot camp, which I teach often throughout the year, and I couldn't keep up with the comments and everyone who was participating in the boot camp. And at the end, someone wins a 30-minute session with me, and I needed to keep track of all the people that were in and on the comments and live and doing the homework, and I couldn't do it. So on day 2, things were crazy, and I hired her. And you can ask friends for recommendations. She came to me as a recommend. You can go on Fiverr and hire someone just to do a task, right? To create a lead magnet, to create a one sheet to pitch to the podcast, to do any and almost anything you need in your online business. You can hire someone from online agencies who vet their people already. And I'll link some, I'll put some links in here after. So ditch your to-do list when it is simply a list of things that need to be done, and start to prioritize those things on your list, or start to have less things on there, less fluff in the week, and start doing those income producing activities. Okay. Start thinking about your to-do list as a success list. One pulls you in all different directions. Our to-do list, right? It pulls us in all different directions, but a success list aims you in a specific direction. Okay. So hiring someone, like Ina said, to clean your house, to cook the meals, to help you in the back end, is just something that you can start with. That's just one of the many things that you can do in order to free up your time. But start to think about, what is that time worth when that income producing action is successful and done. Okay. All right. Myth number two. Myth number two. I think I might make somebody mad with this, but it's okay. Someone might disagree, but it's okay. Multitasking is a lie. Multitasking is a lie. Okay. One of the quotes from the book is, to do two things at once is to do neither. And I love it. I love it. In the book I was reading, and I will tell you about again at the end of the live, there was a study done testing 262 multitaskers and their ability to do it. People who had self-selected themselves as beautiful multitaskers. And I'm going to cue to the chase at the end. You know, the book talks about it, but at the end, they were outperformed at everything. Everything. Multitasking has become mainstream. It's a buzzword, something we think we can all do or even become better at it. There are 6 million websites that mention multitasking and how to do it, or even to become better at it. So a quote, when you try to do two things at once, right, you either can't or won't do either well. I love it. In fact, the concept of doing more has been studied, right, by psychologists since the 1920s. But the word multitasking didn't hit the scene until the 1960s. And when it did, do you know what it was referring to? It wasn't referring to us, humans. It was referring to computers, right? Only computers can deliver one piece of code at a time. So it was even a confusing word back then. So don't get me wrong. We can do two things at once. We can walk and chew gum. Okay. We can run and sing a song, right? We can drive and sing a song on the radio. We can watch TV and cook supper. But when it comes to our business and we switch constantly back and forth from, say, something like that to-do list, as opposed to our success list, the repercussions are costing us money. It's not that we have too little time to do all the things we need to do. It's that we feel the need to do too many things in the time we have. Like, mic drop. That is not from me. That is from the book, and it's worthy of repetition. It's not that we have too little time to do all the things we need to do. It's that we feel the need to do too many things in the time we have. So when it comes to doing all the things in our business or doing too many things at once, it's called context switching. And it's costing you your sanity and your profitability, ladies. When I switched to doing one thing in my business, I made 6 figures in 9 months. When I stopped doing all the things, my business was profitable and my purpose was being validated. I spent many years being busy and not making enough money to sustain the money that was going out. It was not coming back in, but I thought that everything was going great and everything was going well because I was busy in my business, right? Is it Canva templates? Is that keeping you busy? Buy them. Buy the templates. Is it sending emails to your list every week? Automated with a CRM system, a customer relation management system. Automate it. Having too many offers on the table and it's confusing your customers. Simplify it and only do one offer on repeat. Whatever it is, I bet you right now that you can think, and I'm going to challenge you to think of 4 things that you can stop doing in your business today so that you can start to streamline for next year. So I'm giving you permission to stop doing all the things. I've been there, ladies. I have done all the things. And I can tell you that when you start to really think about the things that you can stop doing, right? Then you can start making room for the actions that are going to bring in the profitability, bring in the ROI, bring in the money, bring in the ideal clients, bring in the paying customers, whatever it may be. But when we're scattered and we're doing all of the things, there's no way we can focus, okay? I am a teacher and professor for 23 years. I see my kids thinking they can multitask their way through the day. They cannot. They think they can listen to music and then do their work. Something is giving in that. Something is giving in that. And so that's why a lot of us think that we're these multitaskers. When I read that chapter in the book, I was like, I was already kind of sold that multitasking doesn't work. I'd already known about context switching, but I had never done it in my business long term. I had maybe had a focus for a week, or I used to have focus days on my calendar, right? One day was content planning and making. Another day was networking. Another day was teaching. Another day, right? And so I kept that context, or I kept that focus for the day, but I never did it for the year until this year. And it made all the difference, right? Right. Ina's there. She is currently recovering because of doing too many things. And when you can simplify and bring it down, I'll tell you, not only will this like weight lifted be off your shoulders, ladies, but your business will be booming. All right, we're on to myth number 3. Myth number 3. In order to be successful, I must be disciplined. This is myth number 3. The truth is, we don't need any more discipline than we already have. We just need to direct and manage it a little bit better. So isn't that a major relief? When I read that, I was elated, right? So quote unquote, contrary to what most people believe, success is not a marathon of disciplined action. Achievement doesn't require you to be a full-time disciplined person where every action is trained and where control is the solution to every situation. I love that. To do things effectively, ladies, and succinctly, and of course, profitably, because that's what we're getting ready for. We're getting ready for Q1 of 2022. I want you to think of your success in your business as a short race, a sprint with a purpose. Okay. You don't need more discipline. You need a habit of taking action. I want that to sink in. You don't need more discipline. You need a habit of taking action. And then we need enough discipline to create that habit. Okay. So let me walk you what this can look like in your business. Are you with me? Are you with me, ladies? Okay. Right. Thank you, Melissa. We know that being consistent is the name of the game. If you hang with me, you will hear me say this all the time. Being consistent will trump any social media's algorithm that goes along with it. But you often think that you need the discipline to do it. I just don't know what to say, or I just don't know what to post, or something came up and I've been missing from my email list for like a week, a month, a year. Right? Have any of you felt that way, where life just gets in the way and you're not showing up the way you should in your business? Because when we take all the myths that were mentioned today and we strategically think about our business, it can look like this. So myth number 1, everything matters equally. Myth number 2, multitasking is a lie. Myth number 3, in order to be successful, I must be disciplined. If you keep all of those in mind, okay, and if you did the most important task for your business and you did it once a week, let's just say on the same social media platform for an entire year and made consistent offers, what do you think your business would look like? If we did the most important thing once a week on the same platform for an entire year while making consistent offers, what do you think your business would look like? So if you paid, let's say, ladies, someone for 3 to 5 hours of work per week, even if it was 3 to 5 hours spread over 2 weeks, that's anywhere from $15 to $25 every 2 weeks. Because when you find a VA, right, that can help you with those tasks, they're as cheap as $5, $10, $15, $20 an hour, depending on currency and where they're from. Okay. But if you freed up that time, okay, if you freed up that time to go live every week and letting your audience get to see you, get to know you, of course, like you, and most importantly, trust you, if you had all of that planned out in advance, what stressors would that relieve? What sense of clarity, right, would that give to you? I'll share, Rosa, links and stuff like that at the end of this. What would you and your business be? Where would you and your business, be at this time next year? Do you have it in you to have short sprints of, like I talked about, you don't have to be disciplined for the whole year. You just have to have those habits reoccurring throughout the year. It would be exactly or very close or even beyond where my business is right now. 6 figures, 3 part-time employees, 1 signature program, 1 mastermind program, a beginner program being worked out right now, and my entire year of offers, marketing, and social media planned out already. So when I sat down in November of 2020, I read that book and I planned out my entire year of offers, my entire year of marketing, my entire year of social media planned out. I hit 6 figures, hired 3 part-time employees, and have 3 different offers. None of that was on my radar in January of this year, just this year. I'm telling you, ladies, it's a game changer. So I am offering, right? I want you to let you know that I am doing this 3-part video series. This is the first one, Busting Myths. We have 2 more trainings in subsequent Mondays, all around having a profitable Q1 in 2022. But I want to go one step further. Okay. I want to go one step further and I want to help you actually do it. I don't want us just to talk about it. I don't want us just to think about it. I don't want us to just wish for it. I want it to actually happen. And so all of my ladies that are in my Launch It Live Academy and Inner Circle, they know, right? And my Pretty and Profitable, they know that I have a training coming up, a workshop for them on Sunday, December the 5th. And I'm going to walk them through exactly what I did around my vision, around the money, and around my marketing for the entire year. And we are going to set their entire year up in one afternoon. Okay. You don't have to worry about what's happening. You don't have to worry about what's going on. I'm going to show you how to easily do it. I'm going to walk you through the process. We're going to have breakout rooms. We're going to have ahas. You are going to have your entire 2021 planned out in one afternoon. Like, drink some eggnog and a little hot toddy to that. Okay. But here's one thing that I'm asking. Every year around this time in my hometown, I host a Fill a Stocking event. And what that is I just wanted to give back to the community. My husband and my son and I do that often. So we have friends, family, strangers, and we gather together and we fill a stocking, a Christmas stocking for a girl or a boy. And I usually take them to various places around town over the years. And we drop them off for Christmas, and they're given to the children of that facility or that shelter or whatever it is, wherever it is that we drop it off. Lately, we have been landing on the doorstep of a local women's shelter, and our stockings are very well received. So instead of donating a Christmas stocking filled with goodies, I'm going to do this because you're far away and you can't do it. Well, just Ina and I are here in my hometown, and the rest of you are not. So what I'm going to do is double sword. Okay. So instead of donating a Christmas stocking filled with goodies, I'm going to open up my 3-hour workshop. Now, I've never done this before. I usually, all my ladies get all of their workshop, and they get everything for free as a part of my training. Anything I come up with, they get it for free, and we come together and we gather together. But I'm willing to open this workshop up, so that you can have your 2021 or 2022 plan for a mere donation that I can turn around and give to my women's shelter. So I'm not going to even take the money. I'm going to take the money and I'm going to pass it on to my women's shelter. Now, in 3 hours, we're going to come together as a community of women who want to be and do more. I'm going to walk you through the entire process of focusing on the one thing, which is the book that I referenced today, where I laid out my entire year of vision, money, marketing, so that you can hit the ground and running in January of 2022. So waiting to figure it all out in January will already put you behind the 8 ball, ladies. When your competitors will be off to the races and making their offers, you will be trying to figure out what you're going to be doing this year, and that is costly. You have to show up in January ready to go. So what's going to happen in this 3-hour workshop is we're going to figure it out. We're going to map it out. We're going to plan it out. And then you can sleep easier because you are going to hit the first quarter of 2022 with a solidified plan in place. How good will that feel? When you focus on the one thing, how you will organize your entire business for the year and have a solid plan to follow. You won't waver. You won't fall off the grid. You won't wonder what to do next or not show up. You will simply follow my year-long framework and nail 2022. So how this works is it's Sunday, December the 5th, and it's going to run from noon till 3 p.m. Eastern. You have to be live to be a part of it. You can't pay for it and then watch the replay. It won't do you any justice. I want bum in seats. I want you there. I want you to clear your calendar. I want you to be ready to rock 2022. And so you have to be present and live in order to attend. So it's Sunday, December the 5th from noon till 3 p.m. Eastern. I know some of us are busy in December, but this is the day that it's happening. And because we're going to have breakout rooms, interactive sessions, and we'll be doing the work together right there and then. If you have a question, I want to answer it right there and then. So being present is necessary. So if you have to clear your calendar or if you can't make it, you'll have to join us next year. So you can give a gift to a child for $25, right? We will donate that to my local women's shelter here, and as well have your entire year planned. Like, come on, ladies. Now, if you are live, this is one more thing I want to do. I want to gift this book. This book is a life changer, but I want to gift it to you. So if you are live and or you're watching #replay here and you comment on this training for this week, next Monday's training, and the following Monday's training, this is our 3-part video series for crushing 2022. If you are here and you're doing that, I'm going to throw all of your names, everybody who attends and comments, into a draw to win this book, because I want to give it to someone so that you can read it over the Christmas holidays and just have a fire lit under you that you've probably maybe never had before. Okay. So this is a win-win-win post here today. So you have a chance to win the book. You have a chance to have your entire year planned out. I'll put all the details in the comments here. And I want you to know that if you are a paying customer of mine and you are in a coaching program of mine right now, you do not have to pay. This is on your calendar and this is free to you, but it will be Sunday, December the 5th from noon till 3 p.m. So if you have any questions, okay, if you have any questions about what you've seen here today, leave them in the comments. Let me know. And then you can just let me know if you want to come to the session. It's very informal. I'm just going to send you a donation button. You're in an email, and we're going to work that way. It's nothing fancy here. So I want you to know that over these next 3 weeks, whether you come to the live workshop or not, I'm going to help you actually get clear on your 2022. When you come on Sunday, December the 5th, we're actually going to put it into action. And you will have your entire marketing, content, offer planned, all of that planned for your business for 2022. So I'm very excited. I want to thank you all for being here. Remember, next Monday at noon Eastern will be part 2 of our video series on how to crush your 2022. Is very timely. I am very excited for all of you. Thanks again for being here, and we'll see you next Monday.